Good evening. Welcome. I'm going to try to find this volume for the music. I don't see it in my OBS. I mean, I've got it, but I'm turning it down. But I'm Jeff. Welcome. We're going to try to do some observing tonight in the Herschel 400 in Taurus and Puppis. I had this thing all figured out. You do this. Oh my gosh. Hello? Testing? Okay. Maybe that worked. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hello, welcome to the channel. This is Jeff. We are going through the Herschel 400. There we go. And I have things up and running out at Starfront. I just figured we'd give us a try. We do have some high, thin clouds out there tonight, but I don't think it's going to impede our observation. If you're new, I'm going to ask you to check out all the other videos. I think this is the 11th live broadcast while we try to knock off the Astronomical League Herschel 400 observing list. And I'm just going to dive right in because we're going to try to do 15 objects. I think it's 15 objects tonight, 2 in Taurus and 13 in Puppis. A lot of open clusters, and we do have some cool planetary nebula as well. And I'm already started. If you're new to the channel, I'm using the Astronomical League's printable spreadsheet sorted by constellation and then by right ascension within the constellation. The 400 Herschel observing objects. Now, the Herschel 400 tends to do things a little bit off the beaten path. These aren't the hallmark images that you're used to in observing in astronomy. Some are, but for the most part, these are a little bit off the beaten path. And we are going to jump right in. We're into Taurus, NGC 1647. Let me get you caught up with me. What you're going to see are three windows. That is a live webcam, 360 view of my telescope. You can see the moon. You can see the live 360 camera of Starfront observatories. And you can see the high thin clouds passing. And this is the live image of the telescope camera capturing the NGC 1647. What we do is we capture about 5 minutes or so of 30-second sub-exposures. We stack those. And then while we're capturing the image, we will look up some of the image data and see if there's anything worth noting from Sky Safari and what's the other one called? Stellarium. Let's just jump into Stellarium. NGC 1647 in the constellation Taurus. I thought we'd go ahead and knock this off because it's setting in the west, so I don't want to linger too long. This thing is called the Pirate Moon Cluster. Let's see if they give us any indication as to why it gets that name. 90 stars. It's 550 parsecs. Why do you give us a parsec? It's a magnitude 6, so it's a pretty it's a big object. If you remember those objects we were looking at last night, I don't think we had anything 27 by 27 arc minutes. And Good in binoculars. Close to Aldebaran. William Herschel discovered it in 1784. That's a little early. Many of his discoveries were 1788, 1787. Let's go back to our live image capture. And let me go to Sky Safari. Let's see. Let me make sure yeah, there we go. NGC 1647. Open cluster, magnitude 6, about 1,800 light years. That's a better marker for us, and it's about 20 light years in diameter. I think you can see that, yeah, last line down there on the bottom. So that's a bigger object compared to the open clusters we were looking at. Was it last night or night before? Nights are starting to run together. But after tonight, we have 130 objects cataloged from the last 10 observing sessions, and so tonight will give us about 145 out of the 400. So I feel like we're making pretty good progress. Let's go back to our image. What I do is I will gather the image data. We'll also go to the annotation within the software. Yeah, that's definitely one of our bigger objects. As far as my field of view, that thing is taking up, a pretty good portion of my field of view compared to others. We have some haze from the light, partly cloudy skies that are going on down there at Starfront. But it's not going to stop us tonight. We've got NGC 1647. What I do is I save that image, and then I will upload it to my web page that I have dedicated. You're welcome to peruse this web page. The web page is at earthandskyphoto.com. I might have to log in because I had to reset everything because Frontier played around with our internet today, and we were not sure we were going to be up and running here tonight. This is the web page. I have a downloadable Excel spreadsheet. And then I'll also upload all of the Herschel observations that we have been doing throughout the entire period. So there will be 400 of these, roughly 5 minutes of exposure, 30-second sub-exposures. And then, oops, not that. Don't turn anything off. Let's see if my spreadsheet, here it is. This is the spreadsheet. So I'm more than happy to give you that password. Just send me an email. I'm just trying to keep it password protected so it can kind of keep the legitimacy of the pursuit of the Herschel 400. And also, I have 5 minutes subscriber required for the chat. But also, I invite you to participate in the chat because we will have a vote on the number one object of the night. So I take my pink highlighter, and on that Astronomical League sheet, I check that off. NGC 1647. Let's go to NGC 1817. I did a little pre-work. We have some pretty cool objects coming up, especially in Puppis. But that was what was that called? The Pirate Moon cluster. I also like to make a note of that. I'll put that on my observation sheet. Pirate Moon. Try to do all of this in about an hour, but since we're going for 15 objects tonight, I will go a little bit over that probably, but really try to be pretty efficient. Poor man's double cluster. Wow. Okay. Let's go to the poor man's double cluster. Thanks for joining. Jump in the chat. Let me know. What do you do with astronomy? Do you observe? Do you have a telescope? Do you want to get a telescope? Do you need advice on a telescope? I've been doing this since, probably about 1990. however many years that is, 36 years. NGC 1817. Let's go ahead and start our exposures. And while we're doing that, let's look up some of the information on NGC 1817 in Sky Safari. Visual magnitude 7.69, 6.4 thousand light years away. It's a 29 light year diameter, so this is a pretty good size object. How big is it on the sky? 16 arc minutes. So this is another good size object. Let's go to, I need to get my Burnhams out as well, see what some references are there. GC 1817. Poor man's double cluster. I believe the ASI Air gets a lot of its information from Stellarium, and Stellarium does a kind of a cool thing in that I think we're synced up on the clock here. 2215. I'm not sure where Kingman, Texas is where they have us. So they have the sky pretty bright because of the moon. Poor man's double cluster. Excuse me. William Herschel discovered 1784, about the same, well, exact same year as the previous. So this is, let's see what we're getting here. There we go. And let me go ahead and enlarge that screen for you. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the annotation. All right, we've got two objects. I don't think NGC 1807 is on our list. NGC 1817 is our only object, so we do not get a double. Let me get my Burnhams. Another book I was going to reference is Touring the Universe Through Binoculars by Phil Harrington. Another great reference book. Let me see. I think he does it by constellation here in the back. Yeah, let's see if he's got to make note of a couple of these. You know what? I might just go to him. This is a great book. Used it the other night. We had an object that, 1807 and 1817. He kind of double notes. Lies near the border, shared with Orion. Former 1807, because it's about 20 stars. Giant binoculars may just be able to discern the brighter cluster star in a cruciform. 1817 is a less distinct object. Even though it has 3 times as many stars, the brightest stars found within only reach 10th magnitude. See if Burnham's has a picture. A lot on the Pleiades in the Taurus section. A lot on the Pleiades. A lot on the Pleiades in Burnham's. All right, I don't think we're going to get Crab Nebula. I don't think we're going to get much on these other clusters here. We're going to mark off NGC 1817. That's good enough. We're going to stop our exposure and let's download that with the annotations. And that is Taurus. Just two simple open clusters in Taurus. Now let's go to Puppis. Where we have 13. Do not want to dilly there. Mostly open clusters, but a couple of very cool planetary nebula. Yeah. So the moon should not compromise. I do this observation when the moon is compromising my deep sky astrophotography. I think I downloaded that. Let me double check. Jump in the chat. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know. We're kind of taking a vote on the best object of the night. I don't think we have it yet, but we have checked off Taurus. 2 only in Taurus, and that's giving us 132 total observations so far out of 400. Trying to do this Herschel 400 observation within the year. So it takes a lot of dedication. I think I say this every night. If you have done the Herschel visually, kudos, man. That is quite a dedicated and disciplined effort. So let's go to, again, they're arranged in right ascension, so I think we're okay as far as getting near the meridian with Puppis. I think it might be somewhat near the meridian, these later objects. NGC 2421. I encourage you to download this. Oh, that was the poor man's double. That Taurus. Okay, so I see what they're saying. The 1807 and the 1817 together are the poor man's double. But unfortunately, 1807 was not one of our Herschel 400s. That's a rough name, isn't it? Poor man's double. Puppis. Did you see 2421? Okay, getting a little close to the meridian, but I think we're okay with our camera. We will not be in a big hurry here. Fortunately, I can see right where my camera is going with this. Thanks for joining. Jump in the chat. Say hey. Let me know where you are. Turn off that annotation. Let's get our live image capture going. See what Sky Safari has to say about NGC 2421. We're doing 15 objects tonight. Magnitude 8. Parent size 6 arc minutes, getting a little smaller, 7,000 light years away, and a 12 light year diameter. A little smaller, about the same distance roughly, but it's going to be a little smaller object for us. Let's see if Stellarium has any unique insights for us. No cute name. No text, nothing, not getting much respect. Now, what happened the other night, sometimes when we get these objects that you have low expectations for, they tend to be a little surprising. So let's see. I don't think we're getting a surprise here. That's him. Let's make sure. Let's do the annotation. It takes a second. 2421. That's it. SH2309 also in the field. Let's see what. There's maybe some nebulosity associated. I can see some nebulosity. I think nebulosity. We don't know because there are some clouds in the sky down at Starfront tonight. Again, if you're new, I invite you. I've got a ton of videos that go over the setup down there and what we're doing, what the Herschel is. There are links in the description of the videos. And again, my website does have a password protected, but I'll send you the password. Just drop me an email, jeffballphoto@gmail.com. I think we got enough. We don't need much on these open clusters, not like the galaxies. It's not bad. It's not the worst open cluster I've seen, but again, when I kind of make my judgment, I'm thinking if I'm looking at this through the telescope at a dark sky location, granted, would this be obvious? Let me turn off that annotation. I mean, is this a group of stars that would just jump out at me in the eyepiece? That one's tough. So let's download it. We got it on the list. NGC 2421. Now I think what's interesting, I must not have my camera angled right because I think 2422 is right next door. Curious to see where he is and how far outside my field he is. NGC 2422. I'm going to try to bring the music back. I have kind of struggled with that last few nights. See if that works. Right, I think I have it working properly. So we have a little bit of ambiance in our background. Not too much. Trying to blend it. All right. I think that's good. If it's crazy, please jump in the chat and say, hey, Jeff, we need to control this. NGC 2422, which is also M47. No, it's not as close as I thought. M47. What's today? March 30th? Need to also put that on the Taurus observations. Did I start this? I think I started the project sometime in February, maybe late February. I have a bunch of galaxy images I really need to process. The M100 field, the antenna galaxy field, what was the other one? NGC 2593, something like that. I have to look it up. The Draco triplet field. So those are some images that are in the hopper. I've already started imaging in Scorpius and Sagittarius very early in the mornings with no moon. So it's so nice to see that Milky Way rising in the early morning out there in Texas. NGC 2422. Oh yeah, we're right next door to 2438. It kind of depends which is one of our observations, and we start to get into the planetary nebula involved there. So I don't know if it'll be in my field. Probably not, because I'm going to be centered. But it looks, and oh, this could be a double here, 2422 and 2423. You're talking about that poor man's double. This could be a poor man's double here. Open cluster, magnitude 4, pretty bright, 1,600 light years away, and diameter of 11 light years. Let's see what Stellarium has to offer. Okay, M47, NGC 2423. Let's see where they are in my field of view. What happened? All right. Lost some connection to some things. Don't know why that would happen. All right, have to start that all over again. Should be at focus. Oh, even the camera went off. I have that reset happen. It only happens during these live sessions. I don't know if it's a little problem with the ASI Air. That's okay. I can go check out my field. Oh, well, I'm going to have all three in this view. So this is a triple. We might just count this as 3. This will be very efficient. 46, 47, 2423. Actually, it's 4. And then we also have the planetary nebula. Let's see how things look. And we'll just take our time, let this image build out. But you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. All right. I am going to kind of call an audible here. I'm going to move this. I'm going to center it up a little bit better. There we go. Let's go there. And this way we'll get a nice field of view with 4 objects in one. I don't think I had 4. We had some galaxies, Markarian's chain the other night. Might have got close to 4, but I'm not sure we've had 4 images in one frame. All right, let's start our live capture. So we're doing 4. 2422, we've already looked at that. 2423 is even a fainter, dimmer cluster. It looks like they're getting ready to work out in building number 9. Looks like he's walking right by my scope. I don't have an open ticket, so they shouldn't be working on my scope, but maybe something looks amiss. Now it looks like he's working on the one next door. Here, I'll enlarge this. See if he keeps working in the area. Starfront staff is fantastic. Can you see him? Walking around with an iPad. I think my tickets are all closed. Everything's good. All right, not sure. May have just been a casual walk around. He's still out there. I don't know how many scopes are in my building. Oh yeah, this is probably the image of the night. Yeah, there's our planetary. I don't think the annotation will pick up the planetary, but you can see NGC 2422, 2423, 2425. That is not a Herschel. And NGC 2437. (2437) is not a Herschel, but 2438, the planetary nebula, is. And that's this little guy. I will enlarge this. That's it. Can you see him? This little smoke ring right here. We're going to gather data. The moon's just wreaking havoc. Some of the partly cloudy sky is wreaking havoc. But it's good enough. We're knocking off these objects. And it's definitely not a night for imaging. Serious astrophotography. Let's go to Sky Safari. Let's do 2423. Let's just knock all these off. One right up above it. Yeah, he's going to be magnitude 6.69, apparent size 12 arc minutes. He's 2,500 light years away, so a little further away and a little smaller at 8 light years in diameter. And let's go ahead and go to 3.8. No, is 3.8 in this? No. Yes. Okay, NGC 2438 is the planetary. 3.8. Planetary nebula. Let me zoom in a lot. So see there, it really gets annotated nicely in Sky Safari. Magnitude 11. 1.2 by 1 arc minutes. It's 5,000 light years away, and it's only 2 light years in diameter. I want to look that up on Stellarium, just the planetary, see if they have any other insight to that. For once, yeah, Stellarium actually, I'm sorry, Sky Safari shows that better. Planetary nebula, parallax measurements by Gaia put the central star at a distance of roughly 1,300 light years. William Herschel discovered in 1786. See what Mr. Phil Harrington might have to say. Jump in the chat. Say hey. Let me know where you are, what you do with astronomy. Have you done? Oh, hey, Tim. 243 is the one I shot recently with M46. Okay, very cool. I think I saw that float across Astro Bend. Very nice, Tim. Tell you what, maybe we can go check it out. Come on there. All right. We'll do it the hard way. Let me enlarge this. Again, we'll do a little surf. There's NGC 2422, 2423, and 2438. 2437 is not in the Herschel 400, and neither is 2425. That would be a tough one, especially in binoculars, but in a telescope. So we're going to do 2422, 2423, and 2438. Then we're going to another planetary nebula. Before we do, since we got Tim with us here, let's check out real quick. I think I got it in my notifications. Let me check it here, Tim. Thought I saw that come down. It's just been a busy day. I don't know if I've cleared everything out or not. 47. Oops, hold on. And 46. There we go. Whoa, you really zoomed in on that guy. Pretty extensive, isn't it? I'm not sure what your imaging details are. So HA and O3. Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that HA extended out that far. I'm assuming that's the HA there. So that's cool. So definitely a little bit more than what just these short exposures are showing. Very cool, Tim. That's it for us. We got all we need there. And that's a triple. We're going to download that. Those triples help us be pretty efficient. Looks like this. I still have some of these. Look at those white dots there. Am I cool? Oh, you know what? I'm cooling again. Something's going on with the cooling tonight. There might be some dew. I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, give some of these white specks. Since it powered back off and then back on. See a little galaxy there. That's our 2438. The Thames, extended way out beyond just what looks like the donut. But pretty terrible conditions out there tonight at Starfront. A lot of moon, a little bit of a light cloud cover. Perfect night for doing exactly what we're doing. Just observing, the Albino Butterfly Nebula or the Kiss Nebula. Well, that sure sounds intriguing. I believe this is going to be a pretty small planetary nebula. And my focal length may not do this one justice. But we're going to give it a try. I think I have seen it referred to as the Butterfly Nebula on AstroBin NGC 2440. Let's just go to AstroBin real quick. NGC 2440. Oops. Still on Tim. Let me get rid of that search. All right, let me do this. G. See. Oh, wow. Look at this one. Both of these are kind of cool. Wow. That's cool. That's that's data from James Webb. Okay. That's why it's cool. 244 planetary nebula. Central stars. Possibly the hottest known white dwarf. About 400,000 Fahrenheit. The nebula is situated in the constellation Puppis. That's a great processing and a cool data point with James Webb stuff. Is this it too? Is that amateur gear? It's a plane wave. Top pick nomination. That's really good. Oh yeah, and unique filter combination there. Very cool. That's a couple years old. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see if we're getting anything worth reporting. Oh man, I haven't even started gathering data yet. Too busy checking out those images. All right, let's go to Sky Safari, NGC 2440. Yeah, that's what he's going to look like. 1.2 by 0.7, 5,000 light years away, almost 2 light years in diameter. Pretty small fella. Let's go to Stellarium. You need focal length for this guy. A bat nebula. I have seen it referred to as that. Albino butterfly nebula. So I'd go with one of those two if you were also following along. I'm going to go with the bat nebula. I think I've seen it referred to in AstroBin as that, but I do not have focal length to really do this justice. But all we're doing is trying to catalog an observation. So let's see if we have enough to make it non-stellar. See, this is my wide field view. You can see the clouds coming through. Okay, it looks like I can see it. Let's zoom in. Yeah, I can see it. It's got a bright core, and then you can see some of the fainter stuff. Yeah, let's stack some here. Give those outer edges a fair shot, but it's not bad for a little 5-inch refractor compared to those big plane waves. Let's see if the annotation works on it. Nope. Is there anything else in the field? There's 2432. So that's in the same field, but that is not a Herschel. 2432. Let me check my scope, make sure I'm not doing something crazy. Looks good. We won't gather too much, but you can see the outer edges of this thing are getting a little bit better. My mic doesn't sound great tonight. I don't know if I'm... That's good. Okay, that's good. All right, I think we're all right. Thanks for joining. Jump in the chat. Let me know where you are, what you do with astronomy. I think we're about finished on. Let's get one more stack. Let's see what this next stack does. 6 have been stacked. That's good. We're going to stop it there. And we are going to download that and count that. Observed 2440. So that's it for the planetary nebula. We're going to finish out with open clusters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 open clusters. What time is it? 10:47. Eastern time. Early day tomorrow, so I don't want to be out doing this too late. I'm very excited to get close to 150. I'm not going to quite get 150 observations by tonight, but we're going to be 145. And when I get to halfway, I'll feel like we're starting to get somewhere. I'm glad they have the roof open tonight. These conditions are not perfect. What I like, Starfront will close the roofs if humidity's even starting to be problematic. Hey, Star Traveler. Not bad for only... Yeah, it wasn't bad. We heard about the latest supernova. Oh, no. NGC 4205. No? Like, how late? Is it real recent? 4205. Where's that? I'll look it up here real quick. Wonder if it's in our 4205. Draco? Yeah. Draco's doable. No, I haven't. I could do that. We could go there. Maybe get it. Let me see where it is. Oh, shoot. What happened? What did I do? Go back. Okay. Let's see how high he is. All right, he's in pretty good position. Tell you what, I'll go check that out here. And someone just posted it today in my Discord. That's great. Love the live streams. Thank you, Star Traveler. You know what? I will check that out. I'll do it after all of Puppis. I don't want to slew back and forth, but that's cool. I will check it out, and we'll see if I'll go on AstroBin and see if there's anything. I am not great on using the Discords. I admit, Starfront has a great Discord, but I'm not really proficient at using it, and I need to be better at that. Should have checked it tonight for the weather. I didn't even check. I just went with what the clear sky clock was indicating, and oh gosh, we are pretty close to the meridian. Did I go to 2479? I think that's where we are. Yep. All right, let's go and start to gather some. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. I didn't give you full screen, did I, on that? That's that 2440 Bat Nebula. The 5-inch refractor is a pretty utilitarian object. What I like out there is I can use the Deep Sky Dad flat panel that can open and close. So I like to think I'm managing dust a little bit in that South Central Texas dusty environment. Although I think Starfront has started to embrace cleaning some instruments, mirrors and lenses. And of course it gives me the ability to do darks and flats on my own. If you don't have the flat panel, you have to coordinate darks with Starfront. They generally will cap your scope around full moon. You just put in the request and they will do that. Let's see if our first, this may be, okay, kind of a ho-hum open cluster. I'm going to put a little star by Bat Nebula. He might be in the running for image of the night, object of the night. All right, yeah, 2479. Anything else in the field? Looks like it's pretty empty. Let's go out. We won't spend too much time on 2479. We will go to start. Thank you so much, everybody, for what kind of 5-inch field seems pretty sharp. It's about 3 by 2. Actually, I think it'll give me the exact. I go here. Oh, sorry, it is upside down. Oh no, I tell you where is it? I know it's noted somewhere in the ASI air. Maybe under 663 is what they calculate using the, where the chip is and the distance, the focal distance and all that. So they say it's a 663 millimeter focal length. I thought it gave me the field of view. It's roughly 3 by 2. 3 degrees by 2 degrees. GC 2479. A Trumpler 8. Yeah. This one's not winning a lot of awards from my observation. So we got enough. We're going to stop that. We're going to download that. We're going to count him in GC 2479. GC 2482. I'm actually clearing out the open clusters on the Herschel 400 pretty efficiently. We have Sagittarius has quite a few open and globulars, but for the most part, I'm really weeding out the open clusters and getting down to almost galaxies. What I think, if you follow the streams, you know that Virgo and Ursa Major are the two most numerous constellations, with 50 in Virgo and 45 in Ursa Major. I'm pretty sure they are all galaxies. Ursa Major might have had another candidate in there, but yes, AP 130. And GC 2482. I've had that scope. It's my second 5-inch astrophysics refractor, and I won't get rid of this one. It's a workhorse. It's on an old Mach 1 mount. The Mach 1 mount with the ASI Air is pretty darn productive. I actually had the chance to get the astrophysics, the 1150 mount, and I passed on it. Just a little insight, I am doing a second remote telescope setup, and my fingers are crossed that a southern hemisphere option comes available by the Starfront folk. And I have right now it's an Astrophysics Traveler I do have a new AM7 mount. I had ordered a second AM5, and 3 days later, I don't even think it was that long, maybe the next day, ASI Air announced the AM7. So far, testing has been great. The AM7 is great. It's a little higher capacity, and 2482, and it does a couple of small things that from a remote operation could make a big difference. So I am a little hesitant on this one, but it has a Bluetooth connection capable between the mount and the ASI Air. So far it's worked well. And so that eliminates a cable connection from the mount to the ASI Air. That's a plus. It also has power out on the back deck plate, and that helps eliminate a power cable coming up from wherever. I don't want to use this version. It helps eliminate a power cable coming up to power the ASI Air. So it eliminates two cables. And when you're running, I need to count the number of cables that I have to run. But eliminating two cables, especially one that is coming up from somewhere else on the scope, on the pier, from the ground, that really helps simplify things. So 2482 is an open cluster in Puppis, 7.3 magnitude, 10 arc minutes in size. So it's one of our bigger ones, almost 4,000 light years away, 11 light years in diameter. I don't think he's going to be anything to write home about. That's him. Let's get our annotation. 2482. We're not going to spend a lot of time on him. We've already stacked 3. That's good enough. Let's stop and save. Let's see, Star Traveler. Yes, our help. Yeah, I'm a huge ZWO fan, and I understand. I know Nina is much more feature rich with the control, but I also believe it's a level of complexity that can be problematic. I have been on the field at the Texas Star Party when people with very nice setups were sitting there letting a perfect sky go by, worrying about compatible drivers that they couldn't get for their setup. I don't know. ASI-Air, I love it. It simplifies the process. I've been at it a long time, and I think the simpler you can make it, the better. Power connection to the deck plate is a game changer. I like it. I did not realize how much I would like that. And yeah, that's really nice. So that's just a simple, close connection to the air. I set the air on a what do you call it? Dovetail mount. And it works great. So I'm hopeful. That setup's ready to go. It's testing out perfectly. I mean, I'd like to have maybe one more dark sky run with it, but we're going to count NGC 2482. One more dark sky run with it, but it's ready to go. The only other thing I would like to do on the big wish list is come up with, and I've not imaged, my first scope, like many back in the 90s, 2000s, was an LX200, 10-inch. Nonetheless, I was young and stupid. Not that they're bad scopes, but they are terrible first scopes. They were heavy. This was back before modern mounting, and this one's right next door, so this shouldn't be too bad. NGC 2489. Right there in the, kind of down toward Puppis. I know Puppis goes below the horizon on us. But I had a 10-inch LX200. So that's been, what is that, 2,500 millimeter focal length Meade. Back in the Meade glory days. And that scope was so heavy. I can't believe I never dropped it on the ground. You had one anchor bolt to, as far as a wedge goes. Of course, they were great in all TAS. You could land it on that flatter surface that was a little bit larger. But on a wedge, if you were trying to image with it, you had one anchor bolt. Now, later, third-party companies came out with different wedges, and I think better mount systems. But I had the Meade wedge, and you had to nail that thing. It was crazy. It's probably why I have back trouble today. So, restart. Yeah, heavy and hard to call. Yeah, collimation. Heck, I played with it a little bit. I was very fortunate. We had a nice active club at the time. It was the Ohio Valley Astronomical Society here in Huntington. And I have some really sharp people, members in that club that could help with collimation. This was certainly before laser collimators. This was all done visually, but yeah, it was not what I would recommend today. There's so many. The imaging today is just light years away from where we were. All right, let's see what Sky Safari has to say about 2489. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty darn similar. Might be smaller. Magnitude 7, 6 arc minutes in size, 13,000 light years away, and 22 light years in diameter. So he's a little bigger, but he's probably a little further away. There's some kind of an object there in the field, but yeah, this doesn't look so good. Let's see what. Researching getting a 10 or 12-inch f4 Newtonian. Taking my time though. Yeah. So f4 10. Yeah. That's 1,000, or you get into the 1,000 to 1,500 millimeter. I think that's good. I'm not sure. That's the one. It is pretty concentrated. Let's see if we get this. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's see if the image is living up to this stellarium presentation. Okay. Ignore the floaty clouds. I'm going to turn cooling back on. Looks like a little cluster, small, real cluster there. I'm going to turn cluster on, cooling on, and see if we can 0 degrees. Didn't really check the temperature. It's been pretty hot out there. It could be pretty darn humid. The clouds in the sky certainly indicate there's maybe some humidity there. There's 2489. We've stacked 4 images. That's good enough. What's our time here? 11:05. Yeah, I don't want to go too long here. 2489. 2509 is our next one. 2509. Some of this is just going through and checking boxes. Star Traveler, did you say what you use now? Or is this your first scope? $509. I need to really watch this and see if I'm getting too close to the meridian. So far, it doesn't look like it's problematic. NGC 2509. I think we're good. Let me get the scope view going here. Yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, we want to do that supernova. Let me make a note here. NGC 4205. That'll be our last. That might be our best image, best object of the night. So maybe outside of Herschel. I really like the galaxy nights. The galaxies have such character. And we had one of my favorites was from, I think it was Draco. Was it the star of the Darth Vader Starfighter galaxy? That was such a pleasant surprise. I'd never seen that before. And it was so appropriately named. I know what my problem is. I'm not up to speed on my time. There we go. NGC 2509, another open cluster, magnitude 9, 3,000 light years away, and 5 light years in diameter. I have low expectations for this fella. Is that it? Nope, that was the previous. All right, let me cancel. There we go. Yeah, he's. This annotation might be struggling a little bit because of the clouds. Oh, ASCAR V-Kit scope, 60 and 80 millimeter lenses. Yeah, the ASCAR, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but ASCAR stuff is fantastic. Great work being done with those. There we go. Okay, that's enough. We're not going to give him much. It's not like letting those galaxies read out. 2509. Four more. Some of these are look like a little brighter here. Did download that, right? What camera do you have on the ASCARs? Seven. It's interesting when they give you two numbers, it generally means that there has been a dual recording of the same object. 2527. So 2527 is the only one we have. We do not have 2520 as part of the Herschel. But I'm suspicious that it has a dual number. Two five two seven. Magnitude 6.5, 2,000 light years away, 5 light years in diameter. So yeah, he's not a big one. Let's go see if he's got a cute name or anything in Stellarium. Nope, he is a Colander 174. Yeah, now at least they do note here NGC 2527, also categorized as NGC 2520, is an open cluster in Puppis. So that's probably the most remarkable thing about the object, is it's recorded twice in the NGC catalog with 2 separate identifiers. Oh yeah, he's a real loser. I'm getting those that is weird on the cooling. Must be really humid tonight. Got the anti-dew on, so I'm gonna turn the cooling off again. I've not had it linger this long like that before. Sometimes that, well, you can just see the clouds now really starting to be problematic. Let's see if we get an annotation. We do. It fights through it. All right, so that's good enough. We've got the object. Oh, good. Hey, have a good night of imaging. Where are you, Star Traveler? Yeah, I think actually we're supposed to have some clearing skies here, West Virginia. Have a great night. Heading into my favorite time of the year, really. I like the fall a lot, but the spring Milky Way, it's cool. Seven 2539 is our next. Oh, Western Montana, good gracious. Yeah, you are in some prime astrophotography territory. Good gracious. You might have an aurora to battle tonight. Of course, the moon's out tonight, but let's go to 2539. Definitely envious of your dark skies. We're pretty good in West Virginia. We have the mountains. For me, I'm over toward Ohio and Kentucky, so I'm about as far west in the state as you get. But the mountains to the east are nice. Spruce Knob is pretty solid Bortle 2. And it's just beautiful country anyway. So it's always great to visit. I do some from the backyard. My backyard's not bad. Overhead is pretty good. The city is to the north. Unfortunately, one of the main reasons why I went to Starfront is I have trees that come up. We're in West Virginia. We have hills. We live on the north side of a hill. I'm not sure I would have bought this house if I knew what I knew now. I did not know I was going to get into astronomy, but I have trees and hills that go up to about 0 degrees. So I can do very little work in strong Milky Way season. Everything's Cygnus or Cepheus and Cassiopeia. That's fine. They got plenty of targets to work. But I am a little limited in my sky. Let's see what 2539. Anything exciting in 2539? Doesn't look it. It looks pretty boring. Magnitude 6.5, 4.4 thousand light years and 11 light years in diameter. Yeah, it doesn't look real amazing. Well, that's better than I was expecting. All right, let's do the annotation. 2539. Let's just see what Stellarium has to say. Well, this is called the Dish Cluster. He's got a name. 2539 Dish Cluster. Let's see if we can figure out why it's the dish. And Malat. William Herschel discovered 1785. Really? You know what? Let's see if didn't go to Phil Harrington so far. Let's see if he's got anything on these guys. Might not have Puppis because he's got some. He has Colander 135. Did we see that earlier? It's not this, is it? I thought we saw that. He does have some notes on Colander 135. NGC 2423. Yeah, he had some notes on that. Hafner 13. I thought we saw that. 2439. 2437. Yeah, we've been there. Let's see if it goes to 2527. 40 suns, most of them 9th magnitude, across 22 seconds of arc. Look for a soft glow surrounded by 8 or 9 bright cluster components. Okay. Yeah, I have done a lot of binocular observing lists with Phil Harrington's guidance out at the Almost Heaven Star Party. Oh, that's good. Report on the SAL 33 mount. I love having good mounts. This guy's not bad. We got enough. But I've seen worse open clusters. 2539. I apologize. I may not have given you the respect you deserve. 2567 is our next object. Two, 5, 6, 7 is not in Phil Harrington's book. Tells me it may not be. Oops, we're having a little trouble here. The clouds might be becoming more problematic for us to confirm. I'm going to stop this, see what I'm going to do. I bet the clouds are thickening up. Let me go to preview, and let me just do a quick preview image. Yeah, there's a thick row there. Wow, we might be getting clouded out. Let's solve. See if we can solve. It's having a hard time. All right, we're going to go back to live. If we're going to go down, we're going to go down with a fight. I'm going to at least try to get this last image. Let's start gathering live data. I think we're probably in the right spot. 2, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, we are one image short. We got 2 more objects. Let's see if we can knock these off. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Supernova, let me check our cameras. Looks like we got some thickening clouds. Well, actually, they're down here in the south. The north isn't too bad. Yeah, there's still some. Starting to compromise things. Puppis is down there in the south. 2, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're maybe as far south as we have tried to look. Pretty far south. Okay, that's part of the problem. 2, 5, 6, 7, magnitude 7, 6, 5.5 thousand light years away, 11 light years in diameter. Definitely we're right there on the edge of those clouds. Give me an annotation, please. Struggling to know where it is in the sky because the clouds are probably starting to hide a portion of the. We lost our camera. Why are we? This is just in the live mode. It does this. I've never had this happen during astrophotography. I do not want that cooling on. I don't lose the mount. I just lose it's like the camera and all the attachments powered through the camera get lost. I'm going to make one more run, but those clouds, I'm afraid, are thickening up. Let me check our Discord. High humidity, likely in the morning. Make sure all your dew heaters are running. Roof's open most of the night. No rain risk. Some low clouds at times, but clear other than that. No real wind. Oh, wait a minute. Make sure I'm on this right night. All right. Here we go. Meridian. No rain risk, some high thin clouds, increasing coverage thickness throughout the night. All right. Let's see what we're getting here. Oh, we gotta. Oh, did we get both? 25. Yes, we have. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. 2571. Yes, we have both in the field. All right. We are going to count those. 2580 is not one of our objects, but we are counting 2567 and 2571. We have done Puppis. That's all we needed. That's 145 observations. I think 15 tonight. That was 13 plus 2. Yeah, 15. Taurus and Puppis. All right. Yep. In spite of the clouds. Thank you, ASI Air, for solving those images. Come on. And we're downloading that. And that is it. Let me check the north. Let me check where we are in the sky for this NGC 4205. That supernova. Let me see where he is in the sky again. And let me see if the sky is clear. If it's a big slew, I will probably take it cautiously, which I think it is. Draco is to the northeast. We are in, should show us our camera. There's our camera in the southwest. So Draco's over here. So it's a meridian cross. So here's what I want to do. I like to be cautious on this. So I will probably park the scope, set it to park, monitor this, make sure we go to the park position. You get pretty cautious when your scope's 2,000 miles away. I know some people doing it internationally. The north looks, I would have to say the north looks a little bit better. I think we're tracking toward a good park. It's been a while since I've had a really bad park. All right, so we are settling in. It says failed, but it looks like it's pretty good shape. We're going to do this. We're going to go back to preview. There's something about that live. Because remember, I went back to preview, did a preview, went back to live, and it just lost the electronics on the camera. So there's something about the ASI error in that functionality. So let's do, what we want to do is do a plate solve here. Hopefully we got Polaris. That's probably Polaris there. Sync mount, we're good. Annotate, there's Polaris. All right. So what we're going to do is go to NGC 4205. Give it a chance here. Right, this should not be a big slew at all. So I think the sky is a little better to the north. You can see the south here. It's really thickening up. North slightly better. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 on transparency. What we were searching for, we're doing a little bonus. Searching for a recent supernova in NGC 4205. I am going to go back to live image stack for this. I am anticipating a power drop-off with the camera. You know what? It's having a hard time really dialing this in. Let's see if it's a plate solving problem. All right, I think we've got something here. Let's go back to live. I'm going to monitor this. I have a feeling we are going to potentially lose power to my camera. I have to just reset that. But we're going to start live capture. Let's see what NGC 4205. I need to get back to that page. So that number 4205. What time is it? 11:30. We did a lot. 4205. Spiral Galaxy, face on, beauty. Yeah, he's pretty small. Let's see what's his size. 1.7 by 0.7. May not be ideal for my scope. We're gonna see what we get. He's pretty small. I see him. I see some there, but that's just like a 1 second exposure. Yeah, I don't know how bright that supernova is, Star Traveler, but all right, yeah. Now, if that supernova, I'm a 100 view here. Let's do an annotation. Yeah, it just doesn't. There's NGC 4125 up here. We don't even get 4205 annotated, and he's a little small, unless that is the supernova. I'm sorry, let me enlarge the screen for you guys. So we are seeing it. Is it this guy right here? Need the 585 for that one. I need a longer focal length, man. He's a tiny one, but if that is the star, just out of curiosity, I don't know if you have a reference, but I'll just go out and do a quick search. Supernova in MGC 4205. See if we've got some Cloudy Nights reference. Let's see what Purdue Physics is. That's too busy. I need a nice, clean direct to an image. No image there. Let me go to AstroBin. See if anybody's. What was that supernova name again? Supernova 2026 FVX. Supernova 2026 FVX. Oops, hold on. Need to stop that. No. Oh, FVX. VX. Don't correct it. Supernova. All right, let's see. Yeah, man, there's nothing showing. I may not be searching properly. Let me try NGC 4205. Yes, the left one. Okay. Man, there's not much. Well, I can't find it on AstroBin. Maybe there's something there, but I'm just not searching properly. But this left star here is the supernova. Yeah, if that is the supernova there, that looks pretty impressive, right? What was the magnitude of the galaxy? Let me see. He's not bright. I can't remember what his magnitude was. (4205) is, yeah, he's a magnitude 12.8. So that's a pretty dim, but that's, you know what? Let me check something here. Yes, there might be something. Can I do it? Yeah, let me do detect. And that will sometimes give me magnitudes, I think. Oh, there it is. There's that power down sequence. Dang. All right, well, I'm going to save that image. All right, I'm not done yet. All right, you don't like any of that. Okay. There's something, I think it's software related. I don't think there's anything going on from the physical connection, because I'm able to power it right back. It's everything that's being powered through the camera. And this live, if I change the live, or I do a certain command while that live feature is engaged, it will want to reboot the power. So let me try this. Let me do detect. All right, this is just giving me the seeing's really good up there in the north. These are my star sizes. Angular average 4.12. I mean, it's not great. Let's do solve. I'm trying to get a star magnitude reference in the field for us. I don't do this enough to... There are no good... Let's see what this one is. Magnitude 1.7. He's not in my field, though. Is there anything in my field that could give me a magnitude? Don't see it. Don't see a way. This is maybe where Nina could come in handy. I need a way to solve magnitude in the field so I know the brightness of that supernova remnant. Well, I'm definitely going to capture some more live data, save that. Star Traveler, do you happen to have a good reference page to go to for that? Gosh, am I going to click on a Facebook option here? I don't know. I might have to log in. No? Okay, yeah, there it is. Stav. Okay. It's in German. Let me see if we can... Okay, they do have some other images. Let's see here. A lot of Flickr images. Magnitude 14, 326, type 1A. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That's cool. So we're going to have our own little supernova 2026 FVX. Thanks for pointing me to it. I'm going to let this stack out just a little bit. The north is definitely clearer than the south down in Starfront tonight. Yeah, that Facebook was one of the better links. It went to a German page, but let's see, can you get that translated? It doesn't need it. I mean, you can make out the numbers. Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing. Visual magnitude 14. It's with a SCT 3900 focal length. We're seeing that. But we have really good conditions, so. Oh, shoot. Camera's cooling. Shoot. Getting those artifacts on the camera cooling. I need to check what is the temperature out there at Starfront tonight. Oh, it is really warm. It's currently 79. It's the first time I've seen any type of cooling continually having those. Yeah, it is currently 79 degrees out there. So they go from, like, they had maybe 2 weeks of winter to summer. All right, let's go back to, yeah, shoot. I'm gonna, dang start that again. Don't want those artifacts in there. It must be really humid out there. So in over 6 months, I have never seen these artifacts continue to show up with cooling on. It could be my camera starting to lose its ability to fight off dew, but I don't think that's the case. I want to get a good image of this. How far away was that galaxy again? $50 million light years. That supernova happened 50 million years ago. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, if I were imaging tonight, I wouldn't even be using cooling. Which is problematic, but all right, let's get a few stacks here. Probably do this for about maybe give it 5 minutes, and then that'll be our night. Did we have a winner tonight for image of the night, object of the night? I'm going to say the Bat Nebula 2440. This was not a highlight night, not one of the best nights, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to pick. Now, I am open to persuasion. But 2440 was my favorite. I'm a sucker for nebula anyway. Planetary or diffuse reflection. I'm going to say that guy's my favorite. That little guy there. Didn't find any of the open clusters. I mean, maybe M40, what is it, M47? With that's 2422. It's maybe in the running. That was with, I don't know how, let's see, 24, 21 maybe? 2438. M46. No. Let's see what is it. This wasn't bad. This was a good field, right? Yeah. This was a good field. It had, let me go back to the annotation. This had M47, 2425, and M46. I'm going to say that's the winner. 3 objects, well, actually 4, but three Herschel 400s, and that was a winning object right there. So let's put a little asterisk next to those guys, and I notate that on my spreadsheet. Let's go see how we're doing with the galaxy, and we'll shut things down. Okay, there's our supernova. Let's see if annotation picks that up. No, we're still just picking up this guy up here. this will save as, I believe, NGC 4205. All kinds of galaxies in the field. See these guys up in here? These faint guys there? Thanks, Star Traveler. Yeah, it's good for the major and large diameter objects. But when you get down into these small planetary and these type of small galaxies, I'm not sure if there's a magnitude limit on the annotation. Maybe there is. I don't think I can adjust that. I could be wrong. I don't want to blame the air if it's my settings, but I can go into settings and check that out. But that's going to be it tonight. You guys enjoy the skies out there in Montana. But it's getting kind of late here in the east. I'm heading off to bed. Thanks for joining me. I don't know when we'll get back. This has been several nights in a row, but we have made big progress on the list. We're at 100 and, I believe, after tonight, 143 objects in 145. So only, I hate to do the math, 255 more to go. So we're getting there. Thanks for joining me. You guys have a great evening. Continue to enjoy God's great creation through your scopes, your camera gear. And thanks for the chat. Thanks, Star Traveler. Okay, yeah, portable system. Absolutely. And we are asking, actually, ASI Air does a great job of making this system usable from a remote observatory, which was not his original intent. I've been using air. I've had every air from the first model, which I used to control my, well, I did have ASI cameras, I guess then, but actually I probably just used it to guide the mount when I had my modified Canon cameras on my scopes. But you're exactly right. That's a good point. Air does, it punches above its weight. It does a great job. I don't want to criticize it. And you're right. It's supposed to be portable. Hey guys, have a great night. Y'all take care. And we'll see you the next time we get some weather conditions that cooperate to continue the Herschel 400.